Hey, greetings. I'm going to do a new series about feminism and how it's destroying men. And I want you to listen to this statement that's about to be made to get an idea of how bad we're going through stuff. And then I comment afterwards.
Agrees with a woman, even in just an argument or some sort of conversation. Feminists tell the woman that by virtue of disagreeing with her, that man is an abuser and he should be jailed. Feminism has taught women to falsely believe they're perfect and that every man is flawed, and thus should be a slave to her every whim, even if that woman is fat or otherwise unattractive. Feminism has taught women to use and abuse men, not to comfort, invest, or encourage them. As a result, most modern women are verbally abusive, dismissive, and are subject to extremely bipolar level mood swings that make any mental health therapist cringe. For generations, feminism has taught women to withhold everything a man needs from a woman to maintain a healthy, long-term relationship, while at the same time, feminism changed the laws to crucify any man who realizes he's being abused or otherwise taken advantage of, and criminalized any harsh words he may have for the woman responsible for it. So what's left? Sex. That's it. Feminism indoctrinated generations of women to be horrible, unethical, and otherwise despicable people, and then lionized them for it. So with every other virtue of a traditional woman all but dead, all that's left is sexual access. This is not because men are pigs who only want sex, though that's an easy answer to attempt to shame men back to the slavery that is most modern relationships. But rather, it's because women have been taught by feminism to bring nothing to a man's life other than a blowjob and an easy lay. Men will continue to shun you, and the number of men who avoid you will grow. Not just because they're learning the dangers of courtship, but because you're getting older and less attractive. Now, I know that all women listening to this video will think this is shallow, but it's actually very important. Allow me to explain why. Feminism told women to stop cooking, stop cleaning, to stop being wives and mothers. Feminism lionized the killing of unborn children. Feminism lionizes women who cheat or commit adultery. Feminism wrongly demonizes all men as abusers. Speaking of which, every time a man disagrees with a woman, even in just an argument or some sort of conversation, feminists tell the woman that by virtue of disagreeing with her, that man is an abuser and he should be jailed.
Now, with this type of coonery going on, this type of Western European, Negropean mentality going on, this type of nonsense that is saturating communities of all ethnic people all over the world when they go Western culture. How can anybody be free? I was under the impression that I was only having this personal problem of finding a good woman because of my age and my ethnicity and the environment I am. But that is not at all accurate. This is going on across the board. More and more men, younger and older, of all ethnicity, are not conducting the concept of dating, finding a woman, finding a mate, seeking a wife, and being secure with that because of this feminist act and the mentality of these bipolar, schizophrenic, permanently mentally damaged females who are out here. So, with that in mind, I find it very repulsive to try to convince any kind of woman to be with me if that's her mentality. Case in point, I met a young lady many years ago, very attractive in her physical form. I told her I was interested in her. I told her why I was attracted to her, and I told her what I wanted to have with her. At the time, she was dressing like a boy. Her best friend was gay, and she had no respect for any type of patriarch male imagery whatsoever. But she was fascinated with me and my boldness of being real and wanting her. I told her she was attractive. I told her I was physically attracted to her. I wanted to have her as a mate. I wanted to make babies with her. I wanted to have her to be my life partner. So she was flattered by that. In the meantime, every guy she dated would not go too far with her because they saw her attitude, her one-track mind, and a feminist disconnection to what a male should be. I, on the other hand, disregarded that because I'm, as a male, thinking, well, I could convince her based on my action to show that she needs to be with someone like me. Failure to acknowledge reality, it ended up becoming chaotic. She had a baby. Um, of course, I would never try to take a woman from her child. So she raised a baby without me. She went back home and got support from her family, and she disregarded me in the racist bias position she put me in. Her father was on some weird impression that I was a gay female who was with his daughter. And I explained, how can I be gay if she's pregnant with my child and you're talking to me on the phone? But see, that's the mentality of stupidity and ignorance of a slave orientated person who have raised up in a very uh, watered down European version of matriarch. My point is, it was a failure before it started. And the female identify herself more of a Western enslaved house nigga than a free woman who wants to connect with her warrior from the motherland who can stand on his own 2 feet, working with his mate and bringing up a wonderful family with culture, history, and a foundation. So in the end, I got none of that and end up being free from her. It could be a blessing or a curse, depending on how you look at it. So the other situation was that I had females in my life. All, of course, was physically attractive, but they all had that feminist disposition in the back of their mind. And as much as I wanted to deal with a woman of color who was attractive and appeared to be interested in my culture, it was never the same at the end of the day. So I ended up not having the woman I want. I've had some women do so much damage to me that I've gotten out of weight, gotten depressed, and allowed myself to lose my focus in life. But I've, of course, gained the upper hand again, getting my life in order, taking care of my responsibility, getting my body back in shape, and getting my mind clear. Rule number 1, a man should never submit to a female. Rule number 2, a man should never let a female control him in any kind of way whatsoever. Rule number 3, if this woman is pursuing to be like a man, you should let her stay a man and stay away from her because she is no longer a woman. She is a she-male and therefore your enemy. These are the things I've learned from this drastic behavior of females that I interact with. So, where do that leave a man like me? Free, healthy, conscious, aware. How would I get a woman? Well, the research must continue. I must lay out rules for any woman who come into my life, and she must abide by them, or she will not be accepted or acknowledged. Men of color, especially men of color, this is who I speak for the most, should never assimilate Western values, culture, or activity in their life. They should always keep themselves at bay and be aware of what's out here. We're not whores, we're not prostitutes, and we're definitely not whore hungry males. So if you are a real man and you want a family, a foundation, and to be spiritually, mentally correct, then you must separate yourself from thoughts, hoes, prostitutes, gold diggers, ghetto gaggers, and any other type of head hat, permanent press, fried hair, wig wearing, nasty females who have no respect for you.